Everyone, life is a journey filled with ups and downs, challenges and victories. But have you ever felt like something greater was on the horizon? Have you ever sensed that God was preparing you for something bigger than you could imagine? If you have, then you're not alone, because when God is about to bless you in a mighty way, He often sends signs. But the question is, are you paying attention? Today, I want to share with you the signs that show God is about to do something incredible in your life. Life has a way of testing us, especially when we are on the verge of something great. Before every major breakthrough, there is often a season of intense struggle, hardship, and unexpected difficulties. This is not a coincidence, but a divine process. Challenges are not meant to break you. They shape your character, strengthen your faith, and prepare you for the blessings that lie ahead. When you look at the lives of great people, whether in the Bible or in the real world, you will notice a pattern. Before stepping into their destiny, they faced significant trials. One of the clearest examples of this principle can be found in the story of Joseph. He had a dream that one day he would be in a position of great authority, but before that dream became a reality, he went through betrayal, slavery, false accusations, and imprisonment. Everything in his life seemed to be working against him. However, those hardships were not a sign that God had abandoned him. Instead, they were stepping stones to his destiny. Without those challenges, Joseph would not have developed the wisdom, resilience, and leadership skills necessary for the position he was about to step into. The same principle applies to our lives. When we are about to receive something big, we may go through a season where nothing seems to make sense. We may experience loss, rejection, financial struggles, or emotional pain. During these moments, it is easy to feel discouraged and question whether God is really on our side. But just like gold is refined through fire, our faith and character are strengthened through adversity. The challenges we face are not meant to destroy us, but to prepare us for the weight of the blessing that is coming. Many times, the reason why we go through difficulties before a major blessing is because God is stretching us. If you are going to receive something big, you need the capacity to handle it. Imagine an athlete who dreams of winning a championship. They cannot simply wake up one day and expect to win without training. They must go through intense workouts, discipline, and moments of exhaustion before they are strong enough to handle the pressure of competition. In the same way, when God is preparing us for something great, He allows us to go through situations that build endurance, faith, and wisdom. Another reason why hardships come before breakthroughs is that they reveal who we truly are. It is easy to have faith when everything is going well, but true faith is tested in the storm. Hard times expose our weaknesses, attitudes, and mindset. They reveal whether we truly trust God or if we only believe when life is easy. Through these tests, we have an opportunity to grow spiritually and develop a stronger relationship with God. It is in our weakest moments that we learn to fully depend on Him. Difficult seasons also separate us from things and people that are not meant to go with us into our next chapter. Sometimes we hold on to relationships, habits, or mindsets that are not aligned with where God is taking us. Challenges force us to let go of what no longer serves us. This can be painful, but it is necessary. If we step into a new level unprepared or with the wrong people around us, we may mishandle the blessing. God's timing is perfect, and He knows exactly what we need to release before stepping into something greater. Many people give up too soon because they mistake challenges for signs that they are on the wrong path. But in reality, the enemy fights hardest when you are closest to your breakthrough. If you are going through a season of struggle, it may be a confirmation that you are exactly where you need to be. Instead of allowing challenges to break you, use them as fuel to push forward. Stay in prayer, remain faithful, and continue working toward what God has placed in your heart. The key is to not lose faith in the process. Every great success story has a period of difficulty before the breakthrough. It is often the last test before stepping into something new. If you find yourself in a season where everything seems to be going wrong, do not be discouraged. Instead, recognize that it may be a sign that something big is on the horizon. Stay patient, trust the process, and know that what is ahead is far greater than what you are leaving behind. There are moments in life when a deep sense of unease settles in. What once felt comfortable no longer satisfies, and there is an unshakable feeling that something more awaits. This restlessness is not random. It is often a divine signal that God is preparing you for something greater. When God is about to elevate you, He stirs your spirit to prevent you from settling where you are. This internal discomfort is a way of awakening you to a higher calling and nudging you toward change. At first, this feeling can be confusing. You may look around and see nothing visibly wrong, yet there is a lingering sense that you are meant for more. The things that used to excite you may no longer bring joy. The conversations and routines that once felt fulfilling may now seem dull or even draining. This is because your spirit is outgrowing its current environment. God is enlarging your capacity, and your soul recognizes that you are not meant to remain where you are. When this divine restlessness begins, it often comes with a sense of dissatisfaction with the status quo. You may feel a deep longing to step into something new, but at the same time, uncertainty about what that something is. This tension between where you are and where you are meant to be can be uncomfortable, but it is necessary. God does not want you to become complacent. He uses this inner stirring to push you out of comfort zones and prepare you for the next season. If everything always felt perfect, there would be no motivation to seek growth, purpose, or transformation. This process is similar to the way an eagle trains its young to fly. When an eaglet is born, the mother provides warmth and food, creating a safe and nurturing environment. But when the time comes for the eaglet to fly, the mother begins to make the nest uncomfortable. She removes the soft feathers and leaves only rough twigs, forcing the eaglet to realize that staying in the nest is no longer an option. Eventually, the mother pushes the eaglet to the edge, compelling it to spread its wings. In the same way, God allows discomfort to enter our lives when He wants us to move. If we refuse to step out willingly, He may start removing the things that once made us feel secure. Sometimes this restlessness manifests in relationships. You may notice that you no longer connect with certain people the way you used to. The conversations feel different, and the things that once bonded you no longer seem relevant. This is not always a sign of conflict or division, but a sign that God is shifting your circle. He removes distractions and people who cannot go where He is taking you. As difficult as this may be, it is important to trust the process and understand that growth requires separation. Another common sign of this divine restlessness is a growing hunger for something deeper. You may find yourself drawn to new interests, books, teachings, or places that expand your thinking. You might start feeling a pull toward a new career, ministry, or creative pursuit. Even if you do not fully understand where this pull is leading, the fact that your heart is stirring means that God is working. He is planting seeds of vision and purpose within you. This is why, during times of restlessness, it is essential to stay close to God, spend time in prayer, seek His guidance, and be open to the signs He is showing you. There may also be a loss of passion for things that once mattered deeply to you. This is not necessarily a sign of failure, but rather a shift in priorities. When God is leading you to something new, He often removes the emotional attachment to old assignments. It is His way of making space for what is to come. This transition can feel like an identity crisis, especially if you have been deeply invested in a certain role or purpose for a long time. But just because one chapter is closing does not mean the story is over. God is simply preparing you for the next level. During this season, fear and doubt may try to hold you back. The unknown can feel intimidating, and stepping into something unfamiliar requires courage. But faith means trusting that God would not stir your spirit unless He had something greater ahead. The feeling of restlessness is not meant to frustrate you. It is meant to propel you forward. The discomfort is not a punishment, but a sign of growth. Embracing this transition requires letting go of the need for complete clarity. Sometimes God will only give you the next step rather than the entire roadmap. This is because faith is built in the process of walking, not just in knowing the destination. Instead of resisting the restlessness, lean into it. Pay attention to the desires God is placing in your heart and be willing to move when He says it is time. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns, and one of the most painful experiences is when doors that once seemed promising suddenly close. A job opportunity that felt perfect slips away. A relationship that seemed unbreakable falls apart, or a carefully planned project fails despite all efforts. In these moments, it is easy to feel frustrated, confused, or even abandoned by God. But what if those closed doors were not a punishment, but a divine redirection? What if the very thing that seems like a loss is actually making room for something greater? When God is about to take you to a new level, He often closes doors that no longer align with His plan for your life. This can be difficult to accept, especially when those doors once brought joy, security, or purpose. However, not every opportunity is meant to last forever. Sometimes what worked in one season is not meant to carry over into the next. Holding on to something that God is trying to remove can delay progress and keep you from stepping into what He has prepared. Closed doors serve as protection. There are situations and relationships that may seem good on the surface, but God sees beyond what is visible. He knows the hidden dangers, the unseen struggles, and the long-term consequences of staying in the wrong place. What may look like rejection is actually redirection away from something that could hurt you in the future. A lost job could prevent you from being stuck in a toxic work environment. A broken relationship could be saving you from heartache down the road. A failed plan could be stopping you from settling for less than what you deserve. There are times when doors close because the timing is not right. Just because an opportunity is taken away now does not mean it is gone forever. Sometimes God withholds something because you are not yet ready to receive it. There are skills to develop, lessons to learn, and experiences to go through before you can fully handle the blessing. If you were to receive it too soon, you might misuse it or take it for granted. Closed doors teach patience and prepare you for what is coming. It is important to resist the urge to force open doors that God has closed. Trying to hold on to something that is no longer meant for you can lead to unnecessary stress, pain, and disappointment. The longer you cling to the past, the harder it becomes to embrace the future. Trusting God means believing that if something was removed, it was for a reason. Letting go is not always easy, but it is necessary for growth. A closed door often signals the beginning of a new direction. It may not be clear immediately, but over time it becomes evident that the disappointment was actually a setup for something better. Many people who have achieved great things can look back and see how moments of rejection or failure led them to their greatest successes. A missed opportunity forced them to explore new paths, develop new skills, or meet people who would change their lives. What seemed like an end was actually a new beginning. During times of uncertainty, it is natural to question why things happen the way they do. However, faith requires trusting that God's plan is greater than personal understanding. There will be moments when things do not make sense, but that does not mean they are without purpose. Looking back, many people realize that what they once thought was a devastating loss was actually a blessing in disguise. The heartbreak led to healing. The failure led to redirection. The closed door led to something far greater than they could have imagined. Instead of dwelling on what was lost, it is important to focus on what is ahead. Every closed door is an invitation to seek new possibilities. It is an opportunity to grow, to strengthen faith, and to step into something even greater. When one chapter ends, it does not mean the story is over. It simply means that a new chapter is beginning, one that is filled with greater purpose, deeper wisdom, and blessings that were worth the wait. Life has a way of shifting when God is preparing to bless you in a significant way. One of the clearest signs that something big is on the horizon is the sudden appearance of divine connections and unexpected favor. These moments may feel like coincidences, but they are carefully orchestrated by God to place you in the right position at the right time. Opportunities arise seemingly out of nowhere. Key people enter your life and doors open in ways that do not make logical sense. These moments are not luck. They are evidence of God's hand moving in your favor. Divine connections are relationships that serve a purpose in your journey. These are not just casual acquaintances, but people who push you toward your destiny. They come with wisdom, resources, or encouragement that you need for your next step. Sometimes they are mentors who guide you with experience and knowledge. Other times they are partners or friends who support your vision and challenge you to grow. These individuals may show up unexpectedly, but their presence has a significant impact on your path. When God is about to elevate you, He often removes distractions and